Okay, everybody. We were able to get Justice Hill today. He was a running back that we're excited about. Very explosive guy, excellent feet, good vision, home run type skills, very productive in the Big 12. Fits our offense extremely well. Ben Powers from Oklahoma went back to the state of Oklahoma. I think a very intelligent, smart, tough, aggressive player. Again, fits kind of our mentality. Knew a lot about him. He's very close to Orlando Brown Jr. In fact, Orlando was actually with him at the draft party, which was kind of cool. And he's a guy that will come in right away and compete with some of the other guys we have to start, I think, at left guard. Iman Lewis Marshall, long corner, physical, has press skills, physical, good tackler, special teams ability. Again, a guy that kind of fits what we look for at the corner position, and as you guys know, we can never have enough corners out there. So I think it's a really nice pick for us in the middle rounds to get a guy like him. Was very appealing. Dalen Mack, big, strong guy that we saw at the East-West game and also at the Senior Bowl. Two-gap ability as a nose tackle, also a sneaky pass rusher. He had 5.5 sacks this year. And for a big guy, 335 pounds, he ran a 5-flat, 40-yard dash. He moves pretty well. And then our last pick, Trace McSorley, was kind of a sleeper pick for us. We brought him in for the local pro day. We worked him out, fell in love with the kid. He had a really nice workout for us, very good athlete, and a very versatile player who can do a lot of different things. We brought him in as a quarterback, but we think his skill set really does fit what we're trying to accomplish on offense. And he's got potential to do some other things too. So excited about him. He was very excited and also, I think, relieved to be picked. And this is a great spot for him. So I think overall, in summary, we got a lot accomplished over the last couple days. We added a lot of speed. We added some playmakers. We had some big guys. And I think we helped our football team quite a bit. Coach?
Well, two things. First of all, I thought the draft room was incredible. Eric led the way, did a great job leading the room all through the process, and then on draft day and through all the different, opportunities. And when the fur was flying, he was calm. And I thought around him, the support system, Joe Ortiz was tremendous. Ozzie was tremendous. Steve does a great job in the draft room, and then all of our scouts and coaches. I just thought we had a great 3 days in terms of the draft room, led by Eric's first run as the guy in charge. Just want to give a lot of compliments to that. It was really impressive. And then the other thing was Mo and Miles. Mo and Miles. To those two guys, man, just kudos. Thank you to those two guys. They were just fantastic. I think they embody the spirit of the Ravens and the Ravens fans. We all had a little, I've just choked up just a little bit, but also really excited and proud to be represented by, two just fine young people, just fine young people that are really strong people and great people. So that was the other highlight for me.
Eric, you talk about building an offense around Lamar Jackson. It seemed that a lot of the picks, even Trace McSorley, speed was was a common denominator with a lot of their picks. How big of a focus was that to surround Lamar Jackson with a lot of fast, athletic guys?
Well, I think it just makes it hard to focus on one guy. And, we play a lot of teams, really good offenses this year. I had the chance to sit up in the press box and watch some of these offenses, and one of the main common denominators is speed. And it makes it tough as a defense. As good as our defense has been, it's a challenge for a team to face speed. When you've got multiple guys on the field at the same time who can run and make explosive plays, it's challenging. And so now we got a chance to see what Lamar could do this past year. And I think our vision, collective vision for the offense is to add more guys like that to make it really challenging on the defense.
Eric, you got asked a lot leading up to this process. Would it be any different for you now that it's over? Did it feel any different? Now and the other 22 that you've been through?
I think as Coach said, we had a lot of help. I know I had a lot of help in there and people working with me, and I had Oz on the left side, and I had Joe on the right side, and I had Pat over there, and I had John across the table, and had all the scouts in there. And so it was a collective effort, and it didn't really feel much different. Maybe the fact that I had to call all these guys on the phone. I don't normally do that. I haven't done that in the past, typically. But in general, the process was basically the way it's always been. We have the board set. the scouts did a fantastic job, and the coaches come in and they contribute in such a meaningful way. And, I also want to just mention a couple guys that really have a huge part in what we do, and they just, no one knows them, but, Patrick Williams and Patrick McDonough and Chaz Stallard and Q Atenakon, those guys, they're the guys that kind of organize everything that we do upstairs, and these are the guys that pick the players up when they come in and help us with the interview process, and they do all the dirty work. And I think, John and I, we've both done the dirty work in our careers, and we appreciate the guys that do the dirty work, and, those guys have done a great job of helping us as well.
John, you had 2 quarterbacks on the field some last year. Already thinking about the possibility of 3 at some point.
Hey, why not? It's the more things they have to defend, right? The more problems we can cause, and we've done that. I mean, our quarterbacks are even fast, as you guys are pointing out. So, and the other thing is, there's a special teams role for guys too, and it's just going to be really fun to create opportunities for all these guys to get on the field in different ways.
How do you envision, though, a guy like Sorley, because he's a dual threat, he can do a lot of different things. How do you see him fitting in on this team?
Well, that's just it. We see him fitting in as a quarterback, first of all, and that's what we told him. I told him this weeks ago, you're going to be a quarterback. That's where it begins. But that shouldn't be limited to that. I think he can go out there and line up and do some other things possibly, just like RG3 will be able to do at times. Then the special teams part of it too. You saw what the Saints have done down there with their third quarterback, second quarterback, third quarterback. That's something that we'll have a chance to do too with Trace. He's going to be able to play some special teams as well. So the more you can do. You want players with roles, and he's the guy that has a chance to have a big role for us.
Coach, you talked about maybe grabbing a running back who could really break it open. Could Justice Hill be that guy?
Absolutely. That's exactly what we were talking about. You remember we talked about that back when? That's what we got. This guy's a breakout player, and his brother's committed to Michigan, right? Or he's actually signed at Michigan in the upcoming class. So you got 2 brothers playing for 2 brothers. Pretty cool? Yeah. But he's a guy that can take it. If he gets a crease and he gets an opening, and with our downhill run game, the way we do it, the first part of this system, all those runs that we run, those off tackle downhill double team runs, if he gets a crack, they're going to be chasing him.
John, does that give you any comfortability just knowing that you have multiple running backs that can do different things, that can attack the defense in various aspects?
That's exactly the idea. That try to get guys that do some different things. We felt like, and even the running backs, you watch the guys that we have, they can do different things. All of our guys are good all of our guys pass protect. All of our guys can catch the ball out of the backfield, and then different guys have different kind of emphasis in terms of power, foot quickness, speed, those kind of things. So we got a nice mix.
You've talked about some memorable calls that you mentioned, that calls to the prospects. Was that call, everyone that's around Trace McSorley seems to love him and talk about his makeup, and you said we fell in love with him. How was that call to make it sound like you said he was pretty relieved?
I think he was. I mean, he's just excited. He's with his family. He's been with his family for 3 days, and it's a long process. It's a long process for everybody associated with the draft, and he's a great kid by all accounts. And this is a big day. He'll never forget this day. So obviously it's emotional, and he's happy and relieved, and he's ready to get to work.
You guys talked a lot about his versatility, but purely as a passer, how did Trace McSorley grade out to you guys?
Well, we brought him in, and he had a workout for us, and it was a very intensive workout, and he was really, really impressive. And he threw the ball well, in the pocket, on the move. He competed. He was in phenomenal shape. He was accurate, and he showed a live arm. And I think that's really important.
Eric, some people mentioned that Mon Marshall's a potential down-the-road safety. Are you guys projecting initially as a cornerback?
He's got the size, and he's a tough kid. He could probably play safety, but I think right now his value to us is probably in the short term as a corner. And he had a really good year this year. He had a lot of production on the ball. He's a good tackler. I think he projects extremely well as special teams. I think bringing him in as a young player, just kind of keeping him in his comfort zone, what he did this past year, we liked him on tape quite a bit, so that would probably be where we would start him.
Eric, there was losing C.J. Mosley. There was no pick of an inside linebacker. Was that a case of the board stacking how it's stacked and they weren't there at the time you picked? Was it a comment on what you've got already, although it's not a lot of players, the quality that you have there, a combination of both?
I would say a combination of both. there were players that we really liked in this draft in the first round, second round, third round, fourth round, inside linebackers. But it has to work out. The right player has to be there at the right time. And it wasn't necessarily the position that had the most prospects this year. So there weren't a lot of guys to begin with at that position, which we knew going in to the process. We were probably only looking at a handful of guys that realistically we thought had a chance to kind of come in and really help us. And we like the guys we have. We think we've got some really good football players in this building that play inside linebacker. So it's just one of those things. We'll continue to look at available players that are out there on the streets and other teams' players, and we get phone calls all the time. And, we'll continue to look at that, but we're comfortable that we have guys that can play the position here in Baltimore on the team, and we expect those guys to improve and get better as well. So, we'll just address it at some point.
Eric, along those lines, are there any other positions, especially now as you get into rookie free agency, you'd like to just add some more depth to add some more competition?
The guys are upstairs, and they've been recruiting for the last couple days and really over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And so we want to get better at every position. There's not a position on this team that we can't address in some meaningful way. So we'll continue to do that, and hopefully, we have a history of doing well in undrafted free agency, and I'm proud of that. I know Coach is proud of that, and that's kind of what the Ravens are known for, is undrafted free agency. So our guys take that responsibility very seriously, and we'll see what we can do.
John, what were your conversations with Trace McSorley like? Did you get a sense of why he has the reputation he does?
What reputation does he have? I'm not aware of it.
Gritty, winner, one of those kind of guys.
Probably because he is. He's Ravens are known for undrafted free agents, one of the things, and he's known to be a tough-ass competitor. Just watch him play. I've seen him play against Michigan a few times. He looked pretty good. I hated him then. Now I love him. So he's our kind of guy. One of the things that I think we do here a great job of is we bring in our kind of guys. We call them Ravens, and we're not bringing anybody in that we don't think is a Raven. So I appreciate you saying that. He's gritty and tough, and that's what we look for.
I like the way Eric addressed most of those deficiencies that you guys had. You got receivers, pass rusher, cornerback. It just seemed like he filled some of the gaps, many of the gaps.
We did a great job of that, David. I agree with you. There was things that we needed to build our team out. And the process is not an exercise in, grading the draft class, like it is for, the publication, so to speak. When you're a team, you do that as part of on the way to building a football team, and I think all of our scouts and coaches had that in mind as we did this, and we got guys that fit us, personality-wise and also need-wise, talent-wise, and I'm really happy with the way our roster looks now as compared to how it looked 3 days ago. And we've got to keep developing our players in every other way. Like Eric said, the free agency is a big part of it. Also, Monday when we come in and go to work and we lift weights and we have the football school, that we get better there, 1% better every day, and that's what we're working for.
John, there's a lot of speculation heading into this draft that maybe you guys would target a center. As far as your mind, how important is this offseason for Matt Scarra, and how pleased have you been with his development to be that guy going forward?
Right, yeah. Matt's they're very pleased. Matt came in great shape. Matt is all business all the time. He's just what you look for that way. And all we need Matt to do is be the very best he can be. And I don't think there's too many limitations on where the upside is there. He's a really good player. That doesn't mean other people won't have an opportunity there. It's going to be competitive. So we have guys on the roster that are looking at that. They all want to start. Every single one of those offensive linemen want to be in the starting lineup, and they're going to all battle for that job just equally. And the best players will win. The guys who play the best.
Eric, you guys had a Ziggy Anseh in here. Is there any updates on that? And is that just kind of doing your due diligence on available guys? Is something you could revisit soon?
We had a great visit. We did. He came in. He's very impressive, as you'd expect. It was a great visit, and we'll see where it leads.